Alright, in today's video I'm here to show you how you can upgrade the RAM and the hard disk on an old laptop. This here is an Acer Aspire E11 laptop which actually comes with a 2GB RAM and a 500GB hard disk, but today I'm going to upgrade this with an 8GB RAM and a 240GB SSD. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Let's go ahead. What's good, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Deep and this is where I do a lot of DJing and tech related tutorials, tips and tricks to help you become a better DJ and to help you get better at using technology. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. But today's video is going to be a bit different. Today's video is not about DJing. Today's video I'm going to show how you can upgrade the RAM and the hard disk on an old computer. This is a Windows computer and not many MacBooks can do this anymore, but Windows computer you can actually upgrade the RAM and an hard disk if it is not embedded on the motherboard, which this one is not. This is a 6-year-old computer and I have found out that this has only one memory slot. If you don't know how to find that out, you can actually use one of the apps called CPU-Z, which you can install and see how many memory slots you have, what is the RAM in your computer, and all that information is available in that. But I have the box with me and that is what tells me that this is an Acer Aspire ES11 laptop, and this has an Intel Celeron processor, and that is a very weak processor, not a very fast processor. But it also has a 2GB RAM, which is a DDR3 low efficiency RAM, and that is something which you need to know when you buy yourself a new RAM. And it has a 500GB hard disk, which is amazing because now when I remove that hard disk, I'm going to put this in this casing, which is another old hard disk which is not working, and now I will have for myself a 500GB external hard disk as well. So I'll show you how to do that as well. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. This has a 3-cell battery and I have actually been using this laptop for a while, but it's been running slow because of time and usage. But I've decided to upgrade this because this is a very compact laptop. I actually really like this laptop because of its size, and this is a fanless design. Back 6 years ago, a fanless design running on low efficiency power, and all the ports are at the back. This had an HDMI port, it has 2 USB ports, it has a link port. That was all I needed back then when I was working as a resident DJ. It also has a headphone jack, and the keyboard on this is amazing. It has a 11.6-inch screen and the keyboard on this is actually amazing. The only not so good thing about this laptop is the touchpad, which I don't use because I use an external mouse. But yeah, pretty much this computer is a perfect size to carry. It's very light, it's amazing. So I decided that I'm going to buy the RAM and I'm going to upgrade it. I'm going to upgrade the SSD. So I purchased them. This is the RAM and the SSD. So I'm going to quickly unbox these as well, and then I will show you how to upgrade the RAM and how to upgrade the SSD. Now, before you buy yourself the RAM and the SSD, it's very important to know that what is the RAM which is currently in this laptop. And as I told you already, to know this you can actually check out the box, or you can also use the CPU-Z software. And after checking in that, I figured out that it has a DDR3 low efficiency RAM. So that's what I placed an order for. I'll show you what I ordered for. And also the hard disk. This is definitely a SATA hard disk. Since it's a 6-year-old laptop, I'm sure that this has a SATA hard disk, but a quick Google search can tell you all the information about what's inside this. So go ahead and do that before you buy all the things from Amazon. Now I'm going to quickly switch this camera angle and I'm going to show you from the top how I take this apart, and let's install all the things and see how easy it is, or maybe if it is difficult. Let's go ahead. Alright, so there you have it. This is the laptop in front of me and these are the things that I've ordered. Let me show you the hard disk. This is the hard disk and this is the RAM. There you have it. So this is a Crucial BX500, a 2.5-inch SSD, which is a 240GB SSD. Nice. And this is a Corsair 8GB DDR3L. L stands for low efficiency, and this is a 1600 megahertz RAM. Check this out. And that's how the RAM looks. I'll link these down in the description so you can check these out. Before I unbox this, let me quickly turn this laptop and now you can see all the things that are here. Okay, so to open the laptop, you will have to obviously open all the screws that are holding this back plate in place, and this whole thing will come off. And to use this, to open this, I'm using a Phillips head screwdriver. This actually is a part of this screwdriver set. I just happen to see which fits perfectly, and I'm going to use that particular tip to quickly take this apart. Let's start from the top left. Okay, so it turns out that all of these screws are of the same size and all of these screws are of the same type, so you will not have to keep them in order. But in laptops, in some cases, if the screw size is different, then you'll have to put them according to how you take it out. But in this case, since the entire laptop has the same kind of screws, it's absolutely okay to keep them at the same place. And some of these screws might have a sticker on the top, so if you're not able to open it correctly, chances are that's because there is a sticker, so you'll have to take the sticker off to access the screw underneath. That's basically to keep you from opening the laptop so you don't void your warranty. But this is a 6-year-old computer, which means it's already out of warranty, so it's okay. So there are 13 screws in total. It's always good to count your screws so you know that you have removed them all. And I'm also using this little plier kind of a thing so that I can take this off without turning the laptop upside down. So there you have it. That's all the screws that came out of this computer. So I'm going to quickly put these aside in a safe location. Now I know that these are all the screws that came out from the outside. Gently take it aside, and there you have it. So these are the components that are inside, and check this out. This is how it looks. This is a nice copper plate which helps it cool down. Okay, so I'm going to keep this aside for now. So there you have it, guys. This is how it looks on the inside. This is the hard disk, okay, and I cannot see the RAM on the top, which means that the RAM is actually behind the motherboard, which is not very common. In a lot of laptops, it's very easy to replace the RAM because it has a flap on top of this itself, but this doesn't have that. The RAM, removing of the RAM in this is a little difficult, so you'll have to be cautious about it. Now, before you touch any of this, it is always advised that you have to actually undo the battery. So I strongly recommend that you unplug the battery before you do this, and you do not use any metal parts on top of the motherboard. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this pry tool with which you can actually unplug the battery. This is the battery, and you can see that this is connected to this module here. If you press this button, it resets the battery and it disconnects it. Before you open this, just press this button. This is not always the case in all the laptops, but in this, yes, because this is a non-removable battery. If you can see, the battery is non-removable. Okay, now I'm going to take this apart just by using the pry tool. This is the pry tool. So that's how it comes about. You don't have to take out the battery from the casing. That is just so that you don't have it connected to power. Okay, that's the first thing you do. Apart from that, you'll also have to see what else is required for you to remove. I can clearly see that the hard disk needs to be removed, and I can see that the Wi-Fi module, this here is the Wi-Fi module, this needs to be removed. Let's start by removing the screws which are shown here with the arrow. Be careful when you're using the screwdriver here, because you do not want to touch any metal parts with a metal part. Okay, perfect. Now these screws, I'm not going to keep it in the same place. These are something that I'm going to keep aside in a different place. All the screws that came from inside, I will not put it in the same place. Another screw which has an arrow, so taking that off as well. Next is this screw here on the top. Now let's take these screws apart. This is where it's connected to the hard disk. And the size of this screw is different, so make sure that you do not keep them at the same place. Put it at a different location. So now you can see that this can be easily removed. All you need to do, this is a hard disk, right? So all you need to do is lift it and slide it out. And that is how your hard disk comes out. Replacing the hard disk is quite nice. So this is the hard disk which is inside. This is a hard disk, not an SSD. I'm going to put this in this to use it like an external hard disk, because I'm going to replace it with this one. Okay, so I'm going to keep this aside as well. So there is another screw here with the Wi-Fi module. I'm going to take that out as well. This is also of the same size as the others, so I'm going to put them here. What else? Now you can see that it is moving and it can be actually taken out, but there's something holding it back, and that is this ribbon here. So now it's time to take that ribbon off. Again, use your pry tool and flip this up, and you can see that the ribbon comes out very easily. Okay, that's out. Another ribbon is over here. This is a switch type, so you just flip and then that comes out as well, nice and easy. Okay, and the last thing that you see here that is connected is actually the speaker. That also should be connected. Don't use metal, just use one of these. So I can see that the Wi-Fi module needs to be removed, so let's keep that aside and then lift this upside down. And now you can see that this is where the RAM is. Okay, let me try and adjust the lighting for you. Okay, so I've adjusted the light so you can actually see this much clearly. But yeah, there you have it. Another connection is here. This is the display connection. This you don't have to actually remove. This is over here. I can actually remove it, but I would choose not to, because I can just quickly twist this the other side, being very careful with it. And then I'm going to work on this area. Now this here is your RAM. Okay, now to remove the RAM, there are these two flaps on the side, one here and one here. All you need to do is slide them out, and there you have it. It lifts up. Once it lifts up, all you need to do is gently pull it out, and that is the RAM. There you have it. This is a DDR3 RAM. Okay, so I'm going to keep this aside as well. Now let's start by putting the new RAM. Let's take it off. I'm going to use my knife to open this. Also be very careful when you're opening this, because you do not want to damage your RAM. You don't have to bend it. You cannot bend it. Be careful when you're opening it. Okay. Now this is the RAM, right? Now you can see that this actually, it clearly says that this is also a DDR3L RAM. And one way to match your RAMs is by checking the cut here. Okay, there are pins here, and then you can see that there is a certain cut here. Even this has it at the same location, which means that this is a DDR3 RAM. Okay, so this is the old one, this is the new one. I'm going to install it in the same direction. So to install it, all you need to do is just put it here like that. Press it down a bit. Okay, then it sits correctly, and then you press it downward. That's it. That's how you install the RAM. That's about it. There's nothing else that you need to do. Try not to do anything else. Try not to touch anything else. It will be nice if you keep the fingers away from all the other parts. Once you're done, just gently put it back in its place, making sure that all the ribbons are on the upper side, including the speaker. Then place it where it is supposed to sit, which is somewhere over here. Once that's done, don't forget to actually connect the Wi-Fi module back. Done. That is also done. Now you can see that it's actually sitting in its place. Now let's start by putting the screws back. I'm going to put the screw on the top here first, then the screw on the opposite side, which is here. The arrows are only to show you what goes inside. All the other holes that you see here, this one, this one is for the screws that go from above this plate. So make sure that you remember where you take your screws out from, and that is why they make an arrow here, just to tell you that this screw is for the inside. Coming next, put the Wi-Fi module down and connect that as well. And that's it. Perfect. Now let's connect the speaker. It's very simple. Just put it in its place and push it back, and that's connected. Next, let's connect the motherboard to the battery. Perfect. And then let's connect the processor. Just sits there, and then you push these two flaps back. That and that. Now before you connect your battery, let's work on the hard disk. Let's unbox the hard disk now. So there you have it. That is a very light, very nice looking SSD. Time to install the SSD now. It's again very simple. All you need to do is match this with this. Okay, so all you need to do is put it in its place and gently push it back. There you have it. Okay, that is installed. Now after that is installed, that is when I will install the screws. Remember that the hard disk screws might be different. I think we are pretty much done. Before you install the battery, just make sure that your Wi-Fi module is connected properly and it did not come off. Also make sure that all your other cables that you removed are connected perfectly. Perfect. That's about it. Okay, I think we're pretty much done. Now it's time for us to install the battery. Let's go ahead and install the battery now. Again, connect it in its location and press it down with your plastic tool. Try not to use any metal tools here on the inside. Perfect. And that's about it. Alright guys, now what I'm going to do is, before I put all the screws back, I'm just going to put the plate on, and I'm not going to put any of the screws. I'm going to do a test run. So I'm going to flip it and I'm quickly going to turn it on to see if it turns on. There you have it. Perfect. It's installed and it can clearly see that there is no bootable device, which means that the OS is not installed. Everything else seems fine. Perfect, which means that everything, whatever we've removed, is connected perfectly. So that's about it. So now long press on the power button and that will shut the computer off. Once that is done, put it back. Let's put the screws back in. I'm going to start with this corner here, and then I'm going to put the top corner. So it's always nice to follow this method where you once you screw one screw, always do the opposite side, then do this, 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 and do this. It's nice if you do that, so that all of the back plate sits properly. There you have it. That's all the screws that were supposed to be installed. That is done. So I'm going to turn this now and do another power test. Pressing the button, there's a light, and then there is the screen. Perfect. Alright, let's install the hard disk now. So this is an external hard disk, a very old hard disk actually. This is the cable that it comes with. Okay, so to install this, you need to have the hard disk, which is which can be opened apart. So I'm going to try to open this now. Okay, this easily comes off, and then you just take this and take it apart. There you have it. So that is how easily it comes off. It just slides out, guys. It just slides out. Remember to store these. You need these. I've already lost one. That's about it. And so this is the case. This is the top. This is the connector. So I'm going to keep this aside. And these are the dampeners. This is how it sits in its place without rattling. And this is the hard disk. Okay, now you can see that it is inside a nice case for this body. So I'm going to take these screws apart now. There's supposed to be one more screw, but this doesn't have it because this hard disk was a replacement from Seagate because my old hard disk crashed. So you just slide it out like that. Okay, and there you have it. This is a very old hard disk actually. See that? Check out the difference. And this is slightly thinner as well, which is amazing. Okay, keeping this old one aside, putting the new one in its case. So that's how you can actually use your old hard disk as an external hard disk. Perfect. There you have it, guys. That's your external hard disk. Now we will connect this to the laptop and we'll check it's working. I'm pretty sure it will work. Alright, so there you have it, guys. That was how easy it was to actually replace the RAM and the hard disk on a laptop. If it's a Windows computer, as I told you, it's very simple. On a Mac, it's not possible anymore. Everything is embedded, and that is the charm. And as you can see now, this is working. This is turning on its own. Now all I need to do is I need to connect a USB, which is this one here. This is a Windows USB, bootable USB. I just have to connect it and install Windows, and I will be good to go. I'm installing Windows 10. Earlier it was Windows 7, but now I'm installing Windows 10 because it has an 8GB RAM and it has an SSD. I'm hoping that this will improve the speed of the laptop, and it will also improve my efficiency of working with this laptop. So that was a reason to upgrade. The whole upgrade did not cost me much. The hard disk is about 3,500 rupees and the RAM was about 3,000 rupees. So it wasn't more than 6,000 rupees for sure. I will link the product link down in the description box. If you're interested to pick these up, you can actually buy them from that link as well. So now you pretty much know how you can do this. Always remember that you need to check what you buy. Okay, always check what's in your computer and match the specifications before you buy your product, because once it's opened, Amazon will not take it back. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Now it's installing Windows. I hope that you guys got to learn something new today, and if you guys did, and if you guys liked this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. And while you're at it, please don't forget to hit that like button and hit on that subscribe button and click on that bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video. That's been it. My name is Deep and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy to help.